Every man is a castle, whether he knows it or not. You might think your battles are out there, in the grind of your work, the unpredictability of your woman, the weight of expectation. But the true battlefield is far closer. It's behind your eyes, between your ears, and deep within your chest. The real war is for the kingdom of your own mind. From the moment you wake, the world comes knocking. You scroll your phone and you're assaulted by opinions, anger, noise. Your boss demands more. Your partner expects presence. The world tells you what to think, who to be, what to want. And somewhere in the onslaught, your own voice gets drowned out. You stop guarding the gates of your inner world. You let anyone, anything walk right in. You wonder why you feel fragmented, pulled in 1,000 directions, never sure of yourself, always half committed. You wonder why your willpower collapses at the first sign of fatigue, why you reach for distraction, why your mind feels tired before the day has even begun. You have failed to protect your inner kingdom. Most men don't realize it, but their greatest weakness is this. They leave the door to their mind unguarded. They allow every passing feeling, every social pressure, every negative thought to dictate their actions. They don't choose what to focus on. They don't select the values they defend. They're at the mercy of every gust of wind. What does that do to a man? It weakens him, slowly, invisibly, day after day, until the man no longer knows where he ends and the world begins. His identity is borrowed, his will is leashed, his soul is exhausted. But you were not born to be invaded. You were made to rule, to defend, to set boundaries for yourself and your mind. Your kingdom is under siege. The first act of strength is to recognize the battle and decide, today, you will not allow weakness, noise, and chaos to take root. Today, you will raise your defenses. Today, you begin the work of reclaiming your soul from the world. This is where the journey starts. Not outside, but within. Not with words, but with discipline. The enemy is not at your gate. The enemy is in your habits, your distractions, your lack of vigilance. Reclaim your throne. Guard your soul. You want to be unbreakable? Start by understanding this. A man who cannot command himself will be commanded by everything else. Your discipline is not just about routines or gym reps or morning alarms. It's the first wall that protects your soul from erosion. Look around at the men you respect. What sets them apart? It's not just their achievements. It's the invisible line they draw. The line that separates what they allow into their minds and what they reject. They have built a fortress around their inner world. Their discipline is their wall. They say no to what weakens them. They say yes to what builds them. They do not let feelings, distractions, or other people dictate their direction. Weak men allow their emotions to become law. They let hunger, lust, irritation, and fear storm their gates. Every urge is indulged, every discomfort avoided, every thought acted upon without question. They become prisoners inside their own castle, ruled by their feelings, exposed to attack from every angle. But discipline is the opposite. It is choosing discomfort in the service of strength. It is making hard choices, not because someone is watching, but because your soul is worth protecting. Discipline says, I don't care how I feel. I care what I have decided. Discipline says, the world can rage, but inside my walls there is order. You want a powerful mind? Guard what you let in. Limit the voices you listen to, the images you consume, the opinions you entertain. Don't feed your mind junk and expect it to build anything noble. Every moment of indulgence in weakness is an open gate to chaos. Every disciplined choice is a stone in your fortress. Discipline is not cold or cruel. It is the highest form of self-respect. A man with discipline honors his own boundaries. He understands that he is not entitled to peace. He must create it, defend it, enforce it. The world will not do it for you. The price of comfort is too high if it costs you your sovereignty. The cost of discipline is pain, sacrifice, and vigilance. But the reward is command over yourself. The man who can command himself is feared, respected, and trusted. He becomes his own master. So start today. Set one small, non-negotiable discipline. Protect it. Let nothing breach it. This is how the wall is built, stone by stone, choice by choice, day by day. And as the wall rises, so does your strength. Most men assume their minds are open land. Any thought, emotion, or desire can wander in unchecked. They don't realize the damage that's done when every whisper of doubt, every flicker of envy, every fear is allowed to take root and grow. They think manhood is about strength of arm or ambition. But true strength starts with a different power, the ability to guard your own thoughts. There is an ancient wisdom, often forgotten, that says the soul is like a city, a living world with gates, walls, rulers, and guardians. In this city, every part of you is meant to serve a higher order. But order only exists where there is vigilance, and vigilance requires guardians. Plato believed that the highest virtue is not force, but harmony. They taught that inside every man there must be guardians, trained, disciplined watchmen who question what enters the mind. When fear tries to enter, the guardian asks, "Is this fear justified, or is it weakness in disguise?" When lust appears, the guardian decides, "Does this serve my purpose, or will it enslave me?" When anger rises, the guardian stands at the gate and demands, "Will this anger build or destroy?" You cannot control the world, but you can and must control what you allow to take up residence in your mind. Appointing guardians means choosing the values you serve. Do you serve strength or comfort, order or chaos, purpose or pleasure? The guardians you set are the habits you create, the standards you refuse to lower, the boundaries you defend even when no one is watching. This is not easy. The world wants you open, weak, and ready to be filled with its noise. It wants to sell you distractions, outrage, and pleasure masquerading as happiness. But you are not the world's property. Your mind is your city, your kingdom. Appoint guardians who are loyal to your highest self, not to your lowest desires. When you notice a destructive thought knocking at the gate, pause, interrogate it, demand its credentials, refuse it entry if it does not serve your vision of the man you want to be. This is the work of a lifetime. No one else will do it for you. You must be ruthless at the gates of your own mind. The soul needs guardians. Let yours be strong, disciplined, and unwavering. This is where masculine mental discipline begins, in the courage to guard your own soul. The outer wall is discipline. The guardians are vigilance. But every fortress needs a citadel, a place within that cannot be breached, no matter what storms rage outside. This is the core of your soul, the place where true power is born and sustained. Most men never reach it. They spend their lives reacting to the world, fighting skirmishes at the outer walls, never building the unshakable center that endures every siege. What does it mean to build an inner citadel? It means cultivating a strength that is not dependent on applause, praise, or even visible progress. It is an inner resource, built quietly, brick by brick, through struggle, failure, solitude, and self-reflection. It is forged in silence and tested in adversity. You build the citadel when you keep going after setbacks, when you keep your word even when it's hard, when you choose honor over comfort. Every time you endure what is hard, without needing the world to see or validate you, you add a stone to your citadel. When you choose to forgive instead of cling to resentment, when you act with integrity in private, when you remain unmoved by the opinions of the crowd, you become harder to shake, harder to break. Weak men are easy to read. Their happiness rises and falls with their bank account, their relationships, their status. They have no core, only an ever-changing shell. They panic when life changes, collapse when criticized, beg for validation when uncertain. They are slaves to circumstances. But a man with an inner citadel cannot be moved by anything outside his own principles. His calm is unforced. His presence is felt. He does not shout to be noticed or crumble when ignored. He knows who he is, what he stands for, and what he refuses to tolerate. He draws power not from external approval, but from the deep conviction that he is building something unbreakable within. To build your inner citadel, embrace adversity, seek discomfort. Let solitude teach you who you are. Reflect on your motives, your fears, your ambitions. Don't let them go unexamined. Be ruthless in rooting out self-pity and excuses. They have no place in a fortress meant for kings. Strength is not measured by what you can endure when things are easy, but by how much you refuse to be conquered when things fall apart. The man who has built his citadel can lose everything and still remain himself. He can be abandoned, betrayed, mocked, and misunderstood, and yet he stands. This is the heart of masculine mental discipline, the will to build something inside yourself that the world cannot reach, cannot break, cannot own. The world will test you. Your inner citadel is your answer. You've built your wall, set your guardians, and begun constructing your inner citadel. But every fortress faces its most cunning enemies from within. Sabotage doesn't always come from outside. Often, it's the traitor in the ranks, the neglected weakness, the justified vice, the old wound you refuse to heal. Left unchecked, these inner enemies will tear down your defenses faster than any assault from the world. You may have noticed it yourself, the cycle of self-betrayal. You set goals, then break your word. You commit to discipline, then justify one more indulgence. You promise yourself to speak with honesty, but a little cowardice slips through when it matters. You plan to be present with your loved ones, but the glow of the screen wins again. Each time, a part of you watches and takes note. This man cannot be trusted. He folds when it counts. This is how inner sabotage begins, not with a bang, but with 1,000 small surrenders. The fortress is only as strong as the men within it. A crack in the foundation, ignored, becomes a breach. Self-pity, rationalization, procrastination. These are the spies you let in. They whisper, "Just this once. You deserve it. No one will notice. You can make up for it later." The moment you listen, you become your own enemy. You cannot guard your soul if you allow these saboteurs free rein. Masculine mental discipline is not just about strength against the world. It is about integrity within. You must be as ruthless with your own excuses as you are with external threats. Every act of self-betrayal is a message to yourself. My word is negotiable. My values are for sale. It is time to hunt these saboteurs down. Start with honesty. Not the watered-down honesty you share in polite conversation, but the unflinching self-examination that calls out your own lies. Where do you say one thing and do another? Where do you justify weakness, claiming you'll be strong tomorrow? Where do you betray your commitments for comfort, attention, or temporary relief? Face these places head-on. Name your patterns. See them clearly. No shame, no excuses, just brutal clarity. Only when you acknowledge your traitors can you drive them out. But do not stop there. Take daily action to reinforce your inner walls. If you break your word, correct it immediately. No delay, no self-justification. If you fall short, don't hide. Own it, learn, and recommit. Forgive yourself, but never become lenient with your own sabotage. The difference between a boy and a man is this: the man takes full responsibility for the integrity of his inner world. Sabotage loses power when it is exposed to the light of awareness and relentless action. Do not hope for perfection. The inner battle is never won once and for all. But the disciplined man never stops hunting his saboteurs. He never lets weakness become comfortable. He is both king and sentinel, ruler and guard within his own domain. Guard your inner world. No one else will. This is your responsibility and your opportunity to build a fortress worthy of respect, inside and out. This journey is not for the faint of heart. To become the guardian of your soul, to rule the kingdom within with wisdom, strength, and discipline, is the work of a lifetime. It will not make you invulnerable, but it will make you unbreakable. And in this world, that is the highest gift a man can offer himself, his loved ones, and those who look to him for leadership. You may be tempted, at times, to see this inner work as secondary. The world rewards noise, not silence. It praises the loudest, the richest, the most flamboyant, not the quiet man who holds fast to his standards when no one is watching. But understand this: the men who truly shape the world, who inspire loyalty, respect, and love, are those whose inner world is governed by law, not chaos, by command, not complaint. The ancient thinkers understood this. One in particular saw the soul as a tripartite city, with reason as king, courage as guardian, and desire as the masses to be governed. He taught that the greatest men were not those who conquered empires, but those who governed themselves. He believed that mental discipline was not just a virtue, but the very foundation of justice, leadership, and love. This is the legacy you are called to continue. Not to be ruled by appetite or emotion, not to let fear or anger drive your decisions, but to appoint reason as king and courage as guardian within your own soul. Your task is not just to build walls, but to foster order, harmony, and purpose. Your inner city is a model for your outer life. When you are ruled well within, you become worthy to lead without. What does this look like day to day? It means practicing self-mastery in small things, so you are prepared for great ones. It means training your mind to pause before reacting, to interrogate every impulse, to act from conviction, not compulsion. It means holding yourself to the highest standard, not because the world demands it, but because you demand it of yourself. You will not always win. There will be days of setback, moments of weakness, times when the gates are breached. But a guardian does not abandon his post. He repairs, rebuilds, recommits. He knows that the work of governing the soul is never finished. There is no final victory, only daily discipline. And as you walk this path, something remarkable happens. You begin to radiate strength that others feel, even if they cannot name it. Your words carry weight. Your presence calms storms. You become the man others look to, not just for answers, but for an example. You become a guardian not just of your own soul, but of the spirit of those around you. This is the true legacy of masculine mental discipline. A life lived from the inside out, ruled by principle, forged by struggle, and marked by unwavering integrity. The world does not need more loud men. It needs more guardians, men who rule themselves with wisdom and courage, who protect their inner kingdom, who build their citadel stone by stone, who inspire respect without demanding it. Today, the invitation is clear. Do not wait for the world to command you. Command yourself. Do not look to others for permission to be strong. Build your strength where no one can see. Do not complain about the chaos around you. Become the order within. Appoint yourself as guardian, king, and builder of your own soul. Your legacy begins here, now, in the quiet decisions that no one applauds. The world will know a true man by the fortress he builds inside. Be that man. Guard your soul. And if this message struck a chord, stand tall and let it be known. Hit like to mark your resolve. Drop your thoughts below. Every real man sharpens another. Share this with a brother who's ready to step up. And if you're committed to building a stronger mind, subscribe. Your legacy begins here now, in the quiet decisions that no one applauds. The world will know a true man by the fortress he builds inside. Be that man. Guard your soul